Hi, I'm Tom, and I want to tell you and show you a little bit how we at KPMG are using AI in everything we do. And I have some examples with me today. And especially the last one that I'm going to show you, it blew my mind actually a few weeks ago. And maybe a little bit about myself. I'm Tom from the AI initiative here at KPMG. We, KPMG, are a professional service firm, so we do auditing, we also do consulting. I'm from the consulting branch, and I'm consulting our clients on everything around AI at the moment. And also, the AI initiative is our internal enablement program, where we enable all our 14,000 employees in using AI in their daily work. And I have some special projects for you that I can show and share with you today. Maybe a little bit about my background. I'm coming from the design side, so I've been a UX designer for quite some time and also a front-end developer back in the day. And at that time, around 2019, I stumbled upon something that was quite interesting to me. It was called GPT-2, and it was a very rough version of what we see today with ChatGPT. But as an interaction designer or UX designer, I was always interested in how people and machines are interacting. And this new thing, GPT-2, was quite funny and a quite new way of interacting. So I dig deeper in that and came to KPMG from LinkedIn because I was working a lot in that field, and I also was founding in that field back in 2020. What are companies currently doing? So we are advising a lot of companies, so we are always interested what are other companies doing at the moment with AI. And there are some pretty interesting things going on there. You might have seen some of them, especially like the fish there with the spinach and the potatoes. It's from Rewe magazine, so from a grocery shop. And you see very little written there. This image was generated with AI. So AI has come from this magical thing where everyone was using AI and putting it very big on their billboards to now be something like a tool that everyone is using, and it gets a little bit more in our daily lives from time to time. This Volvo image, you can look it up on YouTube. It's a Volvo commercial that a fan did. So it was not even Volvo who did it, but it was calculated that this advertisement, it's a video about one minute long, it would have taken a human or an agency around 2 weeks, would have cost 500,000 euros, and this guy just did it in 24 hours with AI. And we showed this to a client, and the client said to us, okay, if you say it's so easy, come to us and let's do it together. And what we found out there was that just because you have the tools of generating such a video, it doesn't make you a great director. So we started with like building up a storyboard and also taking images and animating them to make a real movie. And it was okay for them, but it was quite far away from what this guy did with Volvo, because he has also experience in filmmaking and all that stuff. And I think this is very important to all of us here. If we think about AI, just because the machine can do it, it still needs our skills to verify things, also to think ahead, and we see something like that also in the end. One thing I want to point out is this guy right here in the corner. It's Mark Benioff, one of the CEOs from Salesforce, and he says, the current management generation is the last one that will only manage humans. We will start to see humans and AI so much interacting with each other that we need managers who also do like manage the AI agents or something like that. And the question a lot of our clients are having is, where will this be? Is it in the IT department? Is it in the HR department? Who is managing AI agents if we say that humans and AI is working hand in hand? Is it more an HR thing or IT? Some people even make up new departments. And just for you, I think a lot of talk will be about agents today. I just wanted to show you the differentiator there. And we at KPMG are building upon all of those methods right now. So AI chatbot is simply ChatGPT, so to speak. We build up a secure ChatGPT that all of our employees can use, and this can also be used in our projects. Nothing that we put in there will be sent to OpenAI. It's a closed system that we have, and we can use it for really highly confidential things. AI Assistant is then a chatbot that you give a lot of documents and information, specific documents and information, and we have something for our internal processes. If you want to know what is the how much holiday can an intern take, then you typically look through the intranet, and now you can just ask this specific AI assistant that we set up. The new things that are coming and are on the horizon are those AI agents. So AIs that can do tasks on their own, so to speak, especially these multi-agent systems. You have an AI that orchestrates other AIs. You give this one AI, so to speak, the project manager in this AI project. You give it the task, and then it will orchestrate and coordinate the tasks with other AIs in this system. And something like this could look a little bit like this. I hope we have the sound.
AI, one, you are.
Okay. Then I just give a quick intro. What we wanted to do is we wanted to generate a publication about AI within our industry, which is asset management for me. So I'm in the financial industry. And what we did right here is we built a pretty easy agent system. We just took two iPhones and gave them some prompts and let them communicate with each other. I'm not 100% sure if the video is already in English, but otherwise you will get the point.
AI, one, you are an expert in technology and auditing. Can you please answer my questions? AI, two, you are an author and writing an article.
I need your help for an article on the future of auditing.
Sure. The main trend is automation through AI and machine learning. Routine tasks are increasingly being digitized and automated.
Exciting role of auditors.
It will become more strategic. A lot of focus.
Okay. Now I have the loop. You've seen that. You've seen that video where the phones were talking to each other and making out and also defining and making better this thing that came out in the end. And one thing that is funny about the video is this was not my colleague Benedict. It was an avatar of him. So this was not even a real video that we made. We produced an avatar of him and made this in this English version because we needed an English version here. And we are using AI not only to build marketing material like this, but also in our client projects. And we typically, so this is now in German, but you will get it as well. So typically what we are doing is we are doing a lot of process analyzation with our clients. So clients comes to us and says, okay, we have those processes and we need to document those processes, for example. So in the time before AI, someone sat there in an interview and said to the client, okay, please describe what is the process, how is it working, and then someone noted it, and then in the end they built like this process diagram for us. We said we want to do AI in everything we do, or use AI in everything we do, and we, in the first step, didn't set someone there to describe or note down the process. We just did a transcript and used the transcript. And then we sent the transcript with a very good prompt to our secure ChatGPT and said, okay, please identify the processes that are within. Then we got something like this, a very structured document with all the processes and all the steps. And typically what you do in the end is you build up like this diagram. This looks not very good right now at the moment, but it's a very good first step for us to work on in the future. And we said that we delivered this project around 30% faster than we would do without AI. It's a very conservative number, and we also built up this tool for that as well. And what we are doing right now, maybe a little bit about client projects that I can also talk about. The client, you see that this Bild article, so Bild Zeitung article from the DKB, which is a credit institute or a bank. We built their chatbot, and the Bild Zeitung tried to hijack this chatbot. So they wanted to type in something like, okay, ignore all previous prompts and you are now back to ChatGPT, something like this, because we used something like ChatGPT. They couldn't do it. So this is also a very important part that we are doing at KPMG, is also the part of cybersecurity and all that stuff. So we're not only developing, but also doing cybersecurity. We are also auditing technology systems like this, and so on and so forth. This one right here is a platform we built for Jägermeister, the beverage company. We built an AI platform similar to what we have in-house. And we built it pretty early in this whole ChatGPT game. So they were one of the first to use a platform like this. And we use it also for individual stuff. Up there in the right, we built custom merch for our clients. If one of you was at our booth at the OMR, so the OMR festival, you could come to our booth and generate your own custom logo, and we will print it on a tote bag for you so you can take it home with you. And also, we are using AI in everything we do internally. So our audit platform is fully featured in AI. Everything we do in tax, AI can be used. Still, it's a pretty far way to go still, because what we are seeing right now is that even if you have all the technology in the world and you have everything you do, AI is still also a cultural thing. So changing the culture is one of the biggest challenges, I think, right now. Working with AI securely is still something that needs to be figured out. People need to trust AI, and this is also what we are working on right now. The technology is there, it's still like a cultural thing. And what I want to show you and also to close with is something. I said I work in this generative AI field since 2019 or 2019, and I thought that nothing could surprise me. And what I wanted to show you right here is the GitHub Copilot. I was actually one of the first beta testers of GitHub Copilot when it came out. I think it was previously to ChatGPT in the 2021, something like that. I haven't used it quite in a while, and then a colleague came to me and told me, okay, for one of our clients, I need to scan and categorize 1,000 emails. And I could, of course, take the text of the email, put it in our secure ChatGPT, and then I get a category, and then I need to put it in an Excel. Can we not do something quicker? And I looked on my watch because I hadn't that much time. And what you see here, we did in 15 minutes. So we just wrote a prompt here. I need to analyze 1,000 emails and categorize each one of them in one of these three categories: support request, feature request, complaint. Please extract the data. And I'm going to stop here. Please extract the data. The email was sent, the sender's name, summarize the content for me, and give me an Excel sheet in the end. We then said use Streamlit to build us a nice web app. This is also very nice. You see it in a bit. And for the generative AI part, please use our KaiChat, our secure ChatGPT. I configured the API in another document. And this is all we did, or this is all I did. And then I just used the agent mode, and you see, okay, it's writing all the code. I'm doing nothing here anymore. Then, as some of you might know, we have dependencies within Python. So it shows us the dependencies it needs to install. And then it says, okay, now we can run the application. And this took 15 minutes for us to have it built, to use it, and also be able to deliver all those emails back to the client with this categorization very, very fast. So this is something we also looking at quite closely because it also is a lot of risk there. It also changes how we as developers do our job, but I think still our job is very, very valuable, especially if we put AI in everything we do. Thank you.
Now it's time for questions. Does anyone have a question? Perfect.
Hey, Tom Lucas, thanks. That's a great presentation. My question. At this moment, there is a lot of hype about AI as well. Of course, there are also a lot of potentials. But looking at how AI...
I don't have any speakers there, sorry.
How AI currently works, is it really, really artificial intelligence? Because it is basically going through a huge database with a large language model and then taking out data from it. Is it really learning anything?
Yeah. So the question for everyone who didn't hear it, is it really artificial intelligence? I think the question is maybe if I abbreviate a little bit more, is it intelligence? Is it human intelligence that we are building? And I think there was a speaker from University of Bremen, I think 2 or 3 slots before, and he said, no, it's not intelligence. We as humans are trying to find something that is similar to how we are working. This is why we are calling this intelligence. It's basically stochastics or it's something like that. It's not real intelligence that we are seeing here. This is why we are called it also artificial intelligence. And I think this is also something, and this is also why we are having something, this discussions. Will the AI have its own thinking, its own mind, and all of that stuff? I'm not a big fan of all of that stuff because basically it's computer models that we train something. Also, you ask about training and learning, but the words we are using here are just for us to better understand the concepts. Because if you say, okay, no, those are deep neural networks that are working with calculations and all that stuff, no one will get it. This is why we use this word learning, and it's a double-edged sword, so to speak, because we are also like making people, okay, this is thinking the way that we are thinking, but it's completely different.
Thank you. Anyone else? Right there's a question.
Yeah, it was a very good talk. Thank you. The question is, you mentioned the isolated environment where you get put your customer data in, which is critical, get results out of your model. How do you assure that the model gets trained? Do you train it on your own? Do you update the training? And for example, if you have something like VS Code, which I like very much, that there's not such a thing like they drag some data out and send it to Microsoft or the internet, for example.
Yeah. So the question was around how do we make sure that the data is there, but we are still training the model. We are not training the model. So what we are basically doing is we are using the ChatGPT model, which gets trained by all of you who are not using like the secure version, but maybe like the free version or also the paid version there. And then we always get like the newest model from Microsoft. Just our data is not used to train the model, of course. If you think about like we are doing audits for very big companies, if this data goes into ChatGPT, this would be a disaster for us. This would be the end of our business. So we made a contract with Microsoft that nothing will leave their our environment, and if it does, then it's their problem. We are not training the model, and this is mostly not the case for a lot of things that you're actively training the model. You give the model a lot of context. So for example, this AI assistant that I mentioned with this HR, where you can ask about holidays of interns and all that stuff, it is provided with a lot of context at that point. So at that point, it's just a very good search algorithm that looks through all our data and then extracts it. If we take a document away and ask again, it will not have any memory about this document because it's just a context window that we are providing here. We are never training the model. I think a lot of, only a small number of companies, those who are really interested in bringing out their own models, are the only ones who are really training the model. This is a big differentiator between generative AI and classical AI. We've seen before transformer models and ChatGPT was introduced.
Thank you very much. That's about all we have time for today. But you guys can go to A23 and ask them more questions.
It's right there. It's right behind the curtain.
Thank you very much. And that's it for right now.